Aloha everyone, we are back with the 7th series. We interviewed for you surf legend, world champion, surf photographers, shapers, and many more. We hope you like the series and please stay tuned for more amazing news. Mahalo. Hello everyone and welcome to the 18th episode of the Temple of Surf, the podcast. Today with us, French pro surfer and now member of the World Tour, Maxime Huscenot. We discuss with him about surfboards, pro tour and much more. Hi Maxime, welcome to the show. Where are you today?
Thank you. I'm in Rainian Island. That is my home for me.
Amazing. Great waves over there, right? And also a lot of sharks.
Yes, very nice. Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, yeah, like they want to compete for the waves, who's having them.
Yeah, yes, everyone wish.
Today we're going to talk about many things, but the first thing that I ask you is what I ask everybody on this show. What is the most important thing in surfing, in your opinion?
For me, it's all about having fun and put a smile on your face and enjoy the time in the water and with the people around you.
Exactly, it's therapeutic, and if it's like kind of being selfish is good for you, and that's what matters, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we all start surfing because of the joy that produce, because we enjoy being on the beach every day, and we're trying to spend as much time as we can, and it's just a really amazing moment to spend. So I think it's just we always say it's a lifestyle, but because it's beautiful.
It is, definitely it is. And so let's say we're talking about amazing moments. So among all of those that you have lived so far, what was the most amazing moment of your career?
I would say, I don't know, because right now I feel like last month was pretty amazing in Hawaii, having my qualification done. I was pretty crazy because of the 10 years hard work I put in and trying to make it happen. But in a way, when I got world champion when I was really young, it's still in my mind, and that was one of the craziest moments I ever lived. So I don't know, a little bit of everything.
That was like 2009, right? 2010 when you became world champion.
It was the first week of 2010, but it was counting for the year 2009. But it happened in the first week of 2010.
So if we go back now 12 years, okay, what does it take to be world champion?
As a junior, I don't know. I was a little bit of the underdog, and I was just trying to surf well, make the right decision, knowing the wave as much as I could. And I got some really good boards from a local boy there, Brett Warner, which is a really good shaper around Narrabeen. And I just end up being on the spot, making the right decision at the right time. And it just happened. I went all the way through, and it was pretty incredible.
And if I ask you the same thing, fast forwarding 12 years after, what does it take to be?
Well, obviously, like when I was young, I was definitely a really technical surfer, and I would say that I was very, very smart as a competitor, and it really helped me to make the right move. And I had that really great connection with the ocean to find the best wave. And I was just making the right things, never fall, and technical to surf every kind of condition. So I ended up being a really good competitor when I was young, but then it took me a lot of years to understand that on the QS, on the next level, you have to step up your game on the physical side and even on the surfing side and on extreme condition, because I feel the QS is either 1 foot or 10 foot. There's no middle surf. So I had to improve in a lot of weird condition. And it took me just I would say hard work and a really strong mentality to get there.
And in effect, like while we're talking, I was thinking about all the things you were saying. And of course, like you're an athlete, right? And so you reach that because your mind and your body, they're connected towards an achievement, towards a result.
Yep.
Interviewing other pro surfers, it doesn't stop there. It means you need also the money to be the sponsors, right? It's like once you have all the capability of the world, right? You need like a substantial amount of money to be there and compete. Like, so you need to have sponsor, you need to have people manage you. How do you live this side? I'm sorry, it's a weird question for
No. I mean, it is. Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, we were still in like the golden age of surfing. So I feel like at that time, every good surfer that was competing well had opportunity to have sponsors and have money to do the tour and everything. And then slowly it become more an elite things where you have to win if you want to get sponsors and money, and you have to be bankable, marketable. So all these kind of details start to play in. And it was not only about succeed and winning events. So it took like really hard, strong mentality to get through that part, and especially a couple of few years where obviously the surf brands are a bit more focusing on their country. So as European was a bit more backside, and it was a bit harder to get the attention. So you have to get through all that mentality and just focus on yourself and believe and work harder to get there. So yeah, was definitely, it's not an easy path.
Yeah, and I don't know, like if you look at those side, of course, from a sponsor perspective, it was the golden age of surfing, right? But today, it's like surf is like amazing, right? Like totally different than maybe 10 years ago, but maybe more advertised, publicized, more available to the big medias, right?
To the public, to everyone, yeah.
So are we living another golden age of surfing, in your opinion, or those years are like seen like golden age because I don't know, 10 years ago between Kelly and Mick Fanning?
Yeah. I feel I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because obviously the Olympics, how much the WSL is developing the surfing, we're getting more and more exposure. That is for sure. But on the other side, we're trying to get outside of just the surfing area with the sponsor and the public. We try to get a little bit more mainstream help sponsors and viewers. But at the same time, it takes a while to keep on developing the sport. So we kind of like in between this position where before the golden age of surfing was all about the surfing sponsor that was kind of like sponsoring everyone, which was pretty crazy and really cool. And right now they are picking the one they want to keep, which makes it harder for the others, and the others try to find things outside of surfing, which is not that easy still, because surfing is still small compared to a lot of other sports, but it's getting there. It might be really big. Like maybe in the next 3-4 years, it might get really bigger. I mean, it will be our second time in the Olympics, so I guess it will get stronger and stronger, I think.
Yeah, and Olympic Games are in France, right? And you're French, so
yeah.
It's amazing for the country, whether it will be Tahiti, right? So
it's amazing.
It's quite one of the best chopu, right? One of the best wave on earth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. The location is pretty crazy in terms of wave, and obviously we don't have that much time for the contest. So I hope for them there will be just the perfect swell, and everyone could enjoy the best of surfing in the television. And it's pretty crazy that it's going to be French Olympic. Like, this is going to be huge.
Do you think this will change something for surf, like surf in France or France Federation, or not? Because anyway, France has already the best waves in Europe with the Osegor, and all that area. Do you think this will be a milestone for the French surfer, or
I don't know. It's quite hard to say. I mean, the industry is in Osegor, and we had the Quick for France, which was a huge event for a lot of years. But now it's gone, and I feel like Portugal, it's improving so much with Nazare and all the great events they're having. So I'm not sure how it will affect France, but we are definitely one of the best country in Europe and one of the best surf culture around Europe. And it's pretty amazing country for that. And I just hope that every French people will understand it and will want to start surfing and liking it, following the tour, maybe following me and everyone else. But that'd be amazing if it keep on getting grower, because the main sports are still football, tennis, rugby, and all these kind of sports. So we are still pretty far away from that, because in all those sports we are world champions, and we still haven't had the world surfing champion from France. So I feel like we need to get probably one of those titles to get the sport really that far, or maybe one of the Olympics medal. That will really help, I think.
So the whole France is following you, but it goes just beyond that, right? I saw your message in Instagram where you were thanking people from all over the world that were congratulating you for flying, right? So it goes just beyond.
Well, I mean, doing the tour for 10 years, I've been traveling to all those amazing countries, and I met a lot of people from the local people from the surfing area and the surfing world, and as well as my Iranian country and France origin. So all these things together makes me like a really international platform sort of guy. And I just thanks everyone, because I'm having guys following me from everywhere around the world with all my, I would say, experience and years of travel.
Because in the tour, you are now the only French one, right? I'm right? Or?
Yes. Yeah, right. With Joanne Defay on the women's side, but I'm the only guy.
Wow, great responsibility.
Yeah, amazing. Pretty crazy, especially on the year where the Olympics going to come into play. So it's going to be a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, and also Joanne on the other side, she's doing amazing, right? So she's super strong.
Yeah.
So France.
Yeah, she's the best we ever had. So that's pretty amazing.
Cool. And so, what was the best wave of your life? Could be while you were competing, or could be where nobody was watching. So just tell me. I'm very interested.
It's always hard to say about this, because I feel surfing is really about the present moment. So it's hard sometimes to take one specific moment. I feel like I had a lot of amazing moments. But I would say that there was one crazy days I had in France. I think it was 2017, when it got like 10, 12 foot on the sand in Anglet, in Cavalier, and I was almost by myself with just a couple guys, but it was just huge wave. I've never seen huge wave like that on the shore, and I was just getting bars for like 5 hours.
Oh, wow.
And just huge. Like, I mean, it was amazing.
When they say surfed out, barrels for 5 hours, I guess you were.
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of days like this in France, but I just remember that day, I just never sit that big, and I just were so scared and didn't know what to expect. And there was a few people that day that unfortunately were swimmers and died with the current. And so it was a pretty crazy day in terms of emotion, but I was just like braving myself to get waves, and I just end up getting the most craziest bars for like 5 hours. I could imagine. It's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy indeed. And there is a question in effect that I ask everybody in on the show, actually another one, about meaningful meetings. Means in your travels around the world, you met a lot of surfers. Was there one particular meeting with one of the surfer, being famous or not, that was particularly meaningful for you?
There's a lot of great people around the world. And I could put a lot of people in that question. It's quite hard to say, but there was some of my favorite surfer that I met as a kid that I always dream of was Andy. The day that I met Andy Irons was, I always remember it. And as well as Tashborough and then Reynolds. They were all my favorites. So the days that I met them I was pretty intense.
How old were you when you met them? When you met Andy, let's say?
I think I met Andy when I was 18. It was after I got world champion. It was at Lowers. And then I met Taj when I was 12. I was pretty heartbreaker. I mean, I met all of them when they came in Reunion when I was 11, but I didn't talk to them and I didn't even like try to get a photo. I was so scared. But later on, I just met them and spoke with them, which was a lot more fun and meant a lot more to me.
Yeah, of course. Like a different age as well, right? So I think your confidence of when you are 18 and you're just junior champion is different than when you're 12 and you see.
Yeah, exactly. You feel a little bit more concerned in the surfing world, so you feel like you're pretty happy when they talk to you, getting a bit of recognition.
Exactly. Okay, so talking about next year and the tour, what are your expectations? I know it's a bit silly question, it's but
Yeah,
what do you expect?
I just hope we get pumping swell every contest. That's all I hope. Getting perfect wave every contest, but a hit is a hit, and a 30 minutes is not always that easy to perform at your best. And I'm just hoping to try to just serve my best and make the best out of my opportunities, and just hopefully represent my country and everyone the best, and that everyone enjoy it.
Is there a wave among those, a wave or a destination among those that you're particularly waiting for to serve, or each one of them is
well, each one, I feel each one is magical. I've been to pretty much all the places except the pool, the Kelly Slater pool. I've never been there, but all the other places I've been there once, and I just love all those waves. I think Tahiti and Bay are one of my favorite waves, but I will say that Hawaii is the one I'm looking the most for.
The original,
especially Pipeline.
Of course.
Yeah, the original, and the place is amazing. All the waves there are crazy good, and it's always a challenge with you and the ocean. And it's all about commitment. And I feel like it's the main place for surfing, and you need to prove there. So I always enjoy there.
And surfing in the pool of Kelly's Slater pool is totally different from a competitive point of view versus surfing in the ocean, right? Because you know when the wave is coming, how it's coming, it's like always the same for everybody, right? So it's kind of interesting because how different athletes compete with the same exact condition, right?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I have to make the cut before I can think of this wave, but it's very a special place and very different. I mean, you don't have a lot of wave to practice before the event. Everyone gets one or two waves, and then you have to wait your next turn the next day. So it's kind of very strange compared to where you can practice in the ocean for 2 or 3 hours and then get like 30 waves, or I don't know how many, but you get a lot of practice. So it's very, very different. And having the same wave, knowing the section you're going to hit, I don't know how all this play out. And especially with the pressure of everyone watching and waiting for you to do things. So it's going to be very different.
Very, very different. You should know very well Kelly Slater to be invited privately before.
yeah, I guess, yeah.
Cool. So we will finish our interview with a short Q&A session. So I ask the same question to everybody on the show. Just the first thing that comes out to your mind, okay? Comes up to your mind.
Okay.
The best surfboard that you ever surfed?
Proton or Merit from Channel Island.
Your favorite shaper of all time?
From Channel Island.
Personal question, your favorite song?
One of Tupac.
I like that. Cool. Old school, but always actual, like contemporary.
The best. The best.
I agree. Favorite surf spot?
Hawaii.
Yeah. Favorite surfer of all time?
Dan Reynolds.
Okay. And the last question is a little bit unusual. We'd like to know your best or favorite, but let's say best relationship advice.
Be yourself.
Exactly. As simple as that. And it's worked for every kind of relationship, being a business or friends or girlfriend or whatever.
Exactly.
As simple as that. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, Maxime, for being with me.
Thanks. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao. Hi, it's me again. I hope you enjoyed our today's episode. If you want to know more about us, please follow www.thetempleofsurf.com and all our social media. Mahalo!